on, everybody? This is Nico, and welcome to Porch Talk. Before you say anything, I know I've been away for a week or two, and to be honest, I was just making excuses. I wasn't driven to do this for some weird reason because I really love talking to people, but God bless Marcus, he was really trying to push me to put out these podcasts, and I'm sorry to him that I let him down. But it's a new year. It is 2019. It is January 1st. So, what better topic to talk about than a recap of 2018? So, 2018 was a very interesting year of my life. I got to notice the changes of my son as he grew as a person. I got to see his first birthday, and I got to experience what that felt like. And I also got to experience what it's like being a single dad. And on top of that, 2018 was crazy for the fact that I had fought in an MMA fight. No, not a lot of people can say that they got into a ring and got the shit beat out of them while also throwing a couple punches at the other guy for $60 alone. And I went all the way over to Pennsylvania for that. So that was a very crazy part of 2018. But the things I learned from all those things that I just listed was you gotta have heart. That came instantaneously. That's the first thing that popped into my mind when I talked about MMA. You have to have the heart. So with that, you also need to be consistent, which is what I learned from starting up this podcast. Because I'll be the first to say, Marcus and I have not been as consistent as I had initially hoped. And I think it's because neither of us had our heart into it. And yeah, we might have had part of our heart in it, but we weren't going all in like we should have. So, with that, jumping over to a couple goals I want to have for 2019 is being consistent, having that heart to put out at least one episode a week. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but him and we have conflicting schedules for some reason. And we will make it a point to upload no less than one a week. If not two, but I'm not promising the second one like I had in previous podcasts. And also, jumping back to our recap of 2018, being a father has taught me a lot, and seeing the different challenges I have to face as my son grows really teaches a lot of patience, teaches you how to stay present in the moment, and I talk about that because that's one thing I still need to work on, is being present with all this technology around. I'm always on my phone, and I know that takes away from Caden, so that is also a goal, if we jump back to the goals, for me, is to be more present. But anyway, it teaches you that you need to be present, and it also teaches you need to have a caring heart. Like, you can't be afraid to cry and tell your son or daughter that, hey, I messed up. That was my fault. I shouldn't have yelled at you for this. I shouldn't have told you to go sit in a timeout for 10 minutes for doing something as simple as spilling water. But going through and experiencing those things, it's taught me a lot. And if I could summarize 2018 in one word, it is learning. It is constant learning. And I know that's two words. You're going to get on me about that. Whatever. It is constant learning. And if you think about it, that's the goal of this podcast, is to consistently learn, whether it be about bodybuilding and being in the police force, or being an entrepreneur, and just things like that, learning about anxiety, depression. And I think we take school for granted, especially you high schoolers who listen to me. You definitely, especially the seniors in high school, you take it for granted, man. Like, if you don't learn, you're you're just going to decline as a person. You need to always consistently learn. And that's what 2018 has showed me. And now heading into the new year, I know it's already January 1st. You probably won't hear this till probably January 2nd or 3rd. But with that being said, let's talk about these goals for not only the podcast, but my life, because, got to get a couple extra minutes in there. But our goal, or my goal from what I see, I'll, of course, have to revise and talk to Marcus about it. But what I would like my goals for this podcast to be is consistency through uploading episodes. So I'm shooting for one episode on Monday and a bonus episode for the week if we get there. And also just being more present on social media, because that's something that Marcus and I both need to learn about social media, is you can't just upload once every 2 weeks and expect to grow. So being more present on social media, being more consistent with our upload dates, and to learn to have a little more fun with it, because if you don't have all your heart into it, then you're not going to have fun. And I noticed that as from the start of our podcast to just 2 or 3 weeks ago, not the episode before Chad, and it wasn't fun to me at that point. And taking this week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it was, it really showed me that you have to make it fun. And I'm excited for this new year too, with these upload dates that we have set and being more present on social media. And also, the last goal of the podcast, at least, is to get some very influential people from Ohio on this podcast. Don't tell me how I'm going to do it. I don't know. It will happen, though. I guarantee it. No matter if I have to drive 3 hours by myself, if Marcus doesn't feel like making the drive. And I really want to talk to the influencers of Ohio, and hopefully some other podcasters. I got some good feedback from Chad's episode, and I really want to push that, because he's been a really big influence in the podcast space so far, with how much he's grown in such a short period of time. But yeah, so to recap that, be more consistent on upload dates. Every Monday is going to be an episode. Early morning is when it'll be uploaded. Being more present on social media, and getting some more influential people on this podcast by any means necessary. So, going on to some personal goals for my life. 2019 is going to be a good year, but a wild year, because this is when it starts to go down for me. Of course, as you know, my son will be 2 in March, coming up, and I really want to make sure I'm the best parent I can be from now until the rest of his life, because I feel like I've been a really good parent so far, but I know there's something missing that I'm not putting the dots, I'm not connecting the dots to. So finding out what I need to do better and improving on that will be one of my goals. And also, my second goal will be gain more weight. I know that's going to sound contrary to most people. Hey, I want to lose weight for my New Year's resolution. But no, I'm really looking to gain probably 15 to 20 pounds throughout this year, and hopefully I can do it muscle weight as opposed to body fat weight. And yeah, I feel like this is the next step in my health and wellness process, is to figure out how it feels to get a little heavier. Hopefully it'll be muscle. I don't really want any fat, but we'll see what happens. And third and final for me is I'm really pushing my health and fitness career. So if you did not know, I had gotten a new job in 2018 at Fit Body Bootcamp. I am a a group coach trainer, and yeah, no, it's been really good to me so far. I love it. I love everything that has to do with health and wellness, even though their views don't align perfectly with mine, and that's okay, as long as I can stay in the door, and that will help propel me to being my own business and growing in the health and fitness field. I'm perfectly okay with that. So, for my goal for 2019 is to seal the deal with this gym to be allowed to personal train for a cut of the profit. That means I will be my own boss. I can make my own hours. I can charge as much or as little as I want. And yeah, I'm really going to be pushing growing into a entrepreneur. And it's going to take time. It'll probably take the whole year to accomplish those goals because I want to do it properly and I want to make sure that I'm accountable. So I have to do it right. I have to do it at my own pace. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, 2019 is going to be a crazy year. And I hope you guys have set your goals or have said something to yourself that 2019 is going to be better. It will be, because that's all you can do is get better. You got to be learning. You got to be constantly growing, and that's what I'm ready to do for 2019. So this has been Nico, guys. Thanks for sticking around. I really appreciate it. This past 2 weeks has been really insightful to me and my views on this podcast. And I love you all. Please leave a rating and review on iTunes. That really goes a long way for the podcast to grow. And follow us on social media. Instagram is porch_talk_podcast. Twitter is @talk_porch. And yeah, I mean, follow me on Instagram, Nico_libs. Follow Marcus on Instagram, MarkBerryBush. And have a great day. Happy New Year's. And goodbye.